Hi guys, it's Casey from Crystalline Designs. I am back with a tutorial using products from my Beebeecraft haul. So in my last Beebeecraft haul, I got these pink resin and shell beads. I also got them in turquoise, and I got some stainless steel findings. So a little bit about Beebeecraft. It is a crafting website. They sell everything from jewelry making supplies, diamond painting supplies, sewing, crocheting, painting, resin, polymer clay. They sell all of that stuff, as well as awesome storage solutions. So definitely go and check out their website. They also always have really great deals going on. There's always some kind of sale going on for something. Also, on top of that, they have given me a coupon code to save you guys 10% off of your entire order, and that is Crystalline10. I will put that on the screen above, as well as in the description box below, as well as their website. They also have a YouTube program, which if you have over 100 subscribers on your channel, you can pick up to $40 worth of products to feature on your channel and show the public, whether it's jewelry making or other crafts. And so obviously I do jewelry making. So this is what I made. This is a very beautiful bracelet. It was intended to go with these dangly earrings that we made in the last video. And sorry guys, I kind of flung all over the place. Intended to go with these earrings that I made in my last video. I did pull in some beads from Bargain Bead Box, a couple of spacers from the Jesse James beads, and a couple of spacers from Dollar Bead Box. So if you guys are interested in seeing how I made this bracelet, then keep watching. So we are going to make today a memory wire bracelet, a 3-strand memory wire bracelet using beads from Beebeecraft, which are these. I got these in my last haul from them, and I got them in turquoise and in pink. And then I'm just adding a few things. These are all from the Bargain Bead Box. Some really pretty crystals, some melon beads, some little bicones, some bead caps. These were from my very old eBay haul, and they just happen to fit perfectly. Then I have a couple of spacer beads that I'm going to use on the ends of a couple of them. Some memory wire, obviously you're going to need some of that. One spacer. This is also from the Bargain Bead Box. And with my Beebeecraft, I also got some stainless steel findings. So I have a large jump ring and a stainless steel lobster claw, and I'll actually need one more jump ring. I will grab that here in a bit. I do have my middle strand laid out here because I figured out what I wanted to do with it, and I have it laid out. So we're just gonna string that one up. So as for tools, I'm using funnily enough, I am using my Zeron crimping pliers, only because they have these little divots here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Those little divots work great for closing the loop on memory wire. So we're going to use that. We're also going to have some 6-step bail making pliers. You can also use round nose pliers. But I was looking for a little more strength. So we're going to use the smallest loop, or not the smallest round, on these 6-step bail making pliers. We have some memory wire cutters. You don't want to cut memory wire with your normal cutters because it will tear them up. It'll nick them all to pieces and you won't be able to use them. So you definitely want to invest in the good ones. I honestly got mine with a coupon at Hobby Lobby, but I know you can get them at Michael's and Joann's too with a coupon, and it made them 50% off, which was like $10, which wasn't bad. I have also my flat nose pliers out just for, and these are Zeron as well, just for some extra shaping. I also have my regular cutters out in case I need them for anything else, but I won't be using those on the memory wire. So let's get started, you guys. first, when you're doing memory wire, you want to cut you a length. I decided this was the length I wanted, and basically I cut right up against each other, and then I rolled a loop. So I had cut off, well, actually I didn't cut this one. I actually had a single one in my stash, so I'm going to cut that off. Sorry, the dogs growled. I'm going to cut this off so that it meets, they touch, and that way I know I have the perfect amount. Okay, so right there, and I'll just set that up there. I can use that for something else. And then, like say, you're gonna roll a loop. And so I took my 6-step bail making pliers, you put them right up here on the smallest one, and you want to do it to where you can't even feel it on the other side, and just start turning. This does take quite a bit of strength to roll because this is tempered wire, so it remembers its placing and it doesn't want to turn. But it will if you just keep guiding it. And I'm a little out of focus, but so just keep guiding it until you get pretty much closed. So I'm going to do one more little half turn. And so I'm left with a loop at the back here. And I am just going to come in here with my crimping pliers, and I'm actually going to kink it at the back just so that it looks like a little normal loop. And then with my little divots, I'm going to come in here and pinch that shut. There we go. So you're left with a really nice loop. So there's my 3 sets, and we are just going to string this up. Oops. So taking one piece of wire, at first I had a little spacer bead out just to make sure it doesn't crack my beads. Then I had 3 of these really pretty lantern beads from the Bargain Bee box. Then I had, so this was a random spacer that I had from the dollar bead box, and it came with 2 pieces, and so it worked out perfectly to use it in this. So you can use any selection of spacers that you would like. Then I throw on a shell resin bead, a little pink bicone, and I need to buy a bunch more of these. So little pink bicone, another resin shell bead, another pink bicone, another resin and shell bead. So next in my little string here that I've made up, I have this rhinestone spacer bead. This is actually out of a Jesse James Beads collection, and I happen to have 2 of those, so I decided I'd use them around my centerpiece as a focal. Then I had some of these really pretty melon beads, and I just thought they matched the color well, so I'm going to thread on 4 of these. In my original design I had 5, but I couldn't roll a loop at the end, so now it's gone down to 4. So these 4 beads, another rhinestone spacer from Jesse James Beads, and another selection of these resin and shell beads with a little pink bicone in the center in between them. Originally these had some bead caps and stuff on them, but I usually overestimate how many beads I can put on things, and so I did not have room for everything I wanted on these. So there's that. We're going to have that one other spacer from the dollar bead and 3 of these lanterns. 2, 3, and our last little spacer bead. So here are these. Then I'm left with about this much space on my memory wire to roll a loop, and I think that is too much from what I'm gonna need, so I'm gonna cut it down just a tad and come in here with my 6-step bail making pliers and roll the loop. Okay, then I told you guys I kind of kinked it back, so I'm going to do that on this one as well and try and make sure my loop is closed. Okay, so there we are. We have essentially a bangle as of right now. And so now I'm just going to make my 2 side pieces. So this is my focal piece. Don't you love those beautiful melon beads in the center? And then these gorgeous resin and shell beads and these gorgeous lantern beads. I loved the color combo. So we're going to go with that for our center. And then I'm going to make the side. So I also know what I'm going to do on my side. So I've already got my loops rolled just because I wanted to have that done. I just did one with you guys and then I was going to be done. There we go. Okay. So on this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on a lantern bead, a pretty pink bicone. I wish I had a ton more of these pink bicones. They're so pretty. They are still for sale right now on their website, but I'm not going to be able to get any until next paycheck, and we'll see if they're still there then. We're going to add one of our resin shell beads. Then we're going to add some bead caps. So we're going to add a bead cap facing this way, so up. We're going to cup it around a bead, and I try to find the beads that have a little more pink showing so that the bead cap will cover it up a bit. Then another bead cap facing against the bead, so it looks like this. And another shell bead on the other side of that. Another pink bicone. And essentially I'm going to do another set of these. So give me just a second, guys. I'm going to do that other set and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So basically what I did was I added another lantern and another set of these resin shell beads. So in the middle of this is where we're going to bring in this one single spacer. And it's just a pretty floralish spacer that I got several of off of Bargain Bead Box. I really liked it. And so that's going to go in the center, and we're going to repeat this down the other side. So we need a shell, a bead cap, a shell, a bead cap, a shell. Then we need a bicone, a lantern, and another bicone. we're going to put on another set of these shell beads, just like on this side. So shell, a bead cap, and don't drop all the beads off of yours like I nearly did. A shell, a bead cap, a shell and resin bead, a bicone, and a lantern bead. So this is the design of my outer pieces, and I'm making them the same. And so I'm going to roll this one, and then I will make up the other. So just get a good hold on that. You're gonna have to use some strength for sure. And if it looks like it's gonna be too long, then when you get to this point, just cut a little sliver off. Okay, so there's my loop, but I'm going to come in here with my crimping pliers and I'm going to tilt it back a bit like that, and then make sure that my loop is secure, fully closed. So that is what we are working with. And on this one, you're gonna have to make sure that you're not completely tight, because this will get stuck in this position and you want it to be flat. So you need it to have enough space that it turns over. So that is our outer piece. I'm going to pause you guys and I'll make the other side and then we will put it together. Be right back, guys. Okay guys, I'm back. So this is what they look like together. So I decided to come in and I'm gonna use one of these instead of just the lobster and spacers. Just because these line up pretty wide. So that's what we're gonna do. I already went ahead and put on one side and we'll do the other side together. We are going to tilt the edges, the outsides inward a bit, so that it fits on the connector. Then you're just going to open your loop, thread on whichever side, thread it back together, and then make sure your loops are still closed. Okay. The middle is the finicky one, let me tell you. So just make sure you don't get them out of place. So you kind of got to hold on to it like this to get them on right. And I did get it on wrong. Okay, give me just a second, guys. There we go. And like I say, just make sure that your loop is still closed. You can do this with the crimping pliers too, if it's easier, which it may be, because don't overdo it like I just did. Okay. Then, how is that possible? Give me just a second, guys. Okay, guys, sorry. I had to start on this side to get it to go right. I went ahead and hooked both sides, and now I'm just going to hook our middle. So you're just going to open it up. and hook it right on. Like I said, this one can be the fiddly one. And it is a bit tough to get back in here. Okay, but I did it. And this is what we're left with. So we've got these two little ends. They're gonna meet up with the jump ring. And this is the bracelet. So let me get our jump ring on. So I pulled out some smaller jump rings because I ended up needing to use ends. And actually, I think I'm going to use an even smaller one than that one to put our lobster on. So let me pull out my box here. So I have this box that has perforated edges, and I actually switched all my silver stuff to it, my stainless steel, just because it was easier to work with. Sorry about that noise, guys, just a second. Okay, guys, sorry about that noise. I went ahead and just finished this up. So I secured my lobster on with the little jump ring, and instead of putting a jump ring on this hole on this is big enough, and so I'm just going to hook it to that simply. But this is the finished product. I'll go ahead and slip it on. And it will hook at the bottom, and this is what it looks like. Let me see if I can get these little spacers to turn. That is what it looks like. I think it turned out beautifully. It will go amazing with our earrings that we made the other day. Love it. So that is all for this video. I do have a coupon code for you guys from Beebeecraft. I believe it is Crystalline 10, but I will put it on the screen above as well as in the description box below. And there will also be links down there for their YouTube program, their website, and any other information you guys need. Beebeecraft is an amazing website. Definitely give them a check out. I love their products, and I'm so happy with how this turned out. So we will see you guys on the next video. If you're subscribed to my channel, thank you so much for being a member of my channel. And if you're not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. So we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.